Hi everyone, welcome back to PARQUET, episode 8, where Tsubasa just led law enforcement and Kanato to a safe place where they can have a long discussion about the hostess club Dream Dive. So, in the last episode, Kanato went there to help Rino with her work, which involved a speed delivery of flowers. But going in there, Kanato senses something isn't right. So the customers are so drunk and alcoholic, and there are reports of people going broke in there. So in short, the club is using BMI to rip customers off. So it looks like law enforcement know something about it, and they're just asking around. So as detectives, the more information, the better it is for them with their investigation. So the man saw Kanato leave Dream Dive, and he disguised himself as some guy who just got off work and is all tired and ragged. But anyways, let's see how it goes from here. So first, Tsubasa says, so remember that this is where she works. Oh, so she says hello to her boss. Hello? And that's not welcoming. So Kanato is a customer or guest. Okay, so I'll see you as a repeat customer. Well, long story. So, what about those two? Hello, good day. So, they are law enforcement. Well, it also looks like the police are here to raid this place. Well, actually, I don't know why the boss is skeptical about law enforcement here. No. We'll be fine. Okay. So sorry for taking time out of your schedule. So you want to be part of this as well. And I'm just nervous about being alone. Okay, so he needs company. So I sit beside Kira-san at a table, and the two police officers are already sitting across the table.
BMI 犯罪対策課のRokumiです。同じく悪だ。
Okay. So Anti-BMI Crime Division. And there's enough BMI related crimes to warrant an entire division? Well, I'm sure that's true. So it's widespread, it's everywhere, and that means that there are many people who will try to abuse it.
全体の比率としてはまだ少ない方だよ。
So that's good news.
だが年々増加傾向にある。特に若い連中の起こす迷惑行為だ。
But then again, they find new ways to abuse it.
たく、犯罪者になってまで人気が欲しいもんかね。若気の至りじゃ済まないってのに。
And it's kind of like computer viruses. So some people actually write viruses to become popular and show that they are very good at programming. So is it bad?
個人の記憶の売買のことだよ。より危険な、より過激な刺激を求められるのが最近の流れだ。
Okay. Wait, so it's gotten to the point?
面白いと評価されれば、その人の記憶が欲しいと固定ファンもつくからね。
So there is a demand for it, which is why the crimes are increasing.
今時は BMI で他人との差を小さくできるからな。他の人間との違いを出したくて目立とうとするやつも多い。
That's true.
中には警察と追いかけっこしてみたみたいな騒ぎを起こすやつまでいる始末だ。
Oh, okay, so one person wants to play with law enforcement, so being pursued is exciting. But for law enforcement, it's a waste of resources.
騒ぎを起こすだけじゃなく、BMI を防犯の方面にも役立ててほしいぜ。
護身術を移植するとかですか？
So maybe we should learn some techniques.
もっと捜査に役立ちそうなことだな。例えば、
Well, actually, things that help us with our investigation would be better.
防犯カメラとか。
So the basics. So secure camera.
視覚情報を映像として出せるのなら、一人一人が防犯カメラみたいなもんだ。
Okay, so if we put some kind of visual tracking device on the BMI, that would help.
それをオンラインとかでチェックできる体制を作れば、犯罪も減ると思わないか。
But with a complex system, I can see that there are ways for this to go in the wrong direction. So the online system being hacked.
自分の視界を常にチェックされるとか指示を得られるわけないですよ。
And I'm sure it cost a lot of money to keep the system up and running.
私だって絶対嫌ですし。強制的にそんなことしたらプライバシーの侵害どころの話じゃありませんよ。
So yeah, the privacy issue.
分かってるそんなこと。
I know.
ただの愚痴みたいなもんだ。だが、そう言いたくもなるだろう。
But anything helps.
正直気持ちはわからないではないですけどね。
So I think it's like, well, we can't really find good ways to help our law enforcement division. So it might invade on privacy, so.
あ、いや、話がそれたな。すまん。今のはただの愚痴だ。忘れてくれ。
Okay, so that's not why we are here today.
ドリームダイブのこと。
Okay?
システムが面白いってお客が増えてる。このままだともっと大きな騒動になるかもしれない。
すみません。話の腰を折って申し訳ないんですが、酔っ払う人はそこまで多いんですか？
Okay, so like I said, there are many people getting drunk in there.
あの界隈の店の中でも群を抜いてる。救急搬送されちゃった人も結構いるくらい。
So even compared to other clubs, that place has a lot more drunks and people needing medical attention. So something is not right.
このままじゃいつ死人が出てもおかしくない。
And if there is a death in there, that's going to really hurt, I'll say, not just the club, but the whole city.
もし何かからくりがあるなら暴く必要がある。
And I'm sure law enforcement will get some of the blame. So, hey, you could have done something to keep this from happening. I truly want to stop the abuse and misuse of BMI technology, but there's something that concerns me. And I glance at Kido-san.
おああ
Okay? So she notices my gaze and smiles.
僕のことはいいよ。
Well, I'm fine.
まず被害を止めることが第一だ。
Okay, that makes sense. Right. So before we continue, you should know that all I have is speculation, so I don't know the details and I can't confirm it. But I'm sure anything is okay for law enforcement.
構わない。
There you go.
君の言葉に責任を求めるような真似もしない。約束しよう。
Okay, so let's get one thing out of the way first. So, it's impossible to make someone drink with a memory graft. So, drunkenness is a condition in which the brain is numbed by alcohol. That's true. And even if one were to graft the memories of someone being drunk, you can't achieve the same neural state.
それくらいは理解してるつもり。
So it goes against what the BMI is intended to do.
ドラッグ関係の記憶が出回ったりしてる時に勉強したから。
あれも記憶を移植したところで同じ感覚を味わうことはなかったな。
Okay, so getting everyone drunk, that's quite odd. So BMIs give people different abilities.
それでも興味本位で手を出そうとする奴が多いから困るんだが、最後には本物まで。いや、それはいい。
So, never mind. So, pardon my rambling again.
君は随分と詳しいんだな。
Well, I used to be involved in BMI development.
その若さで大したものだ。いや、若いからこそ興味を抱けるのかもしれないな。
Well, I'm not lying at all. So, I may not have any papers to corroborate anything I say. Well, I'm sure those papers are kept secret within Ibuki. So, there's no way Ibuki will give that information out. Okay, there you go. So maybe it'd be good to call Miyoshi-san just in case so we can get our story straight. So maybe I should have a current employee give some information. But then again, she's only a secretary, so she too doesn't have every information about BMI and such. So I believe people are actually drinking in there.
だが、何かあるはずだ。
But there has to be something else. Right. So I think they must be using BMI to trick customers into drinking. Oh, okay, so that's not good. So their sales pitch is they make their girls into celebrities in the eyes of their customers. And
あ、そっか。
oh yes, and Kiro-san seems to realize something.
何？二人して。
So, what is it?
人の姿を変化させられるなら、他のものも変化させることも可能なはずです。例えば、グラスの中身とか。
Ooh, so they can change the contents of a glass of alcohol.
つまり酒をソフトドリンクだと思わせてるってことか。
So that's where the problem arises. So they make alcohol or heavy booze look like soda or even water and get them to drink it, and they have no idea that they're going drunk. So when I walked in there, I saw rows of liquor bottles served on the tables. And I also remember something else. I expanded my soul when I reached out to the man that was about to fall. Okay, I know, it's none of my business, but maybe you should have some water.
分かってる分かってる。ちゃんと飲んでる。めちゃくちゃ飲んでる。
The man wasn't lying or joking around. He actually believed he was drinking water. He was drunk, but I can't believe he was intoxicated enough to confuse the taste of alcohol with water. And he was convinced it's water, but it seems reasonable to assume so.
でも普通は飲んだら気づきますよね。
Well, I'm sure the BMI is inhibiting that realization.
気づかれないように味覚も置き換えているのか。
Oh, so that's worse. So changing the taste, so make it taste like water, so they don't realize that they're taking in alcohol.
視覚以外にもそんなこと。いや、できるか。
ああ、五感に干渉することは医療面ではすでに行われている。実績もあったはずだ。
だったら調べてみる価値はありそうですね。
So that's a interesting lead.
ありがとう。とても参考になる話だった。
So thanks. So we did learn some new information from you.
時間を取らせて悪かった。助かったよ。本当に。
So this will help us in our investigation.
私たちはこれで失礼させてもらうね。協力に感謝します。
So thank you for your cooperation. And they get up from their chairs and leave the cafe. So there's a lot more problems that we just learned here. The fact that the club is making alcohol or heavy alcohol look like a safe beverage. So soda or water. And making it taste like that. So basically, the customers have no idea that they are drinking alcohol. And they think they are drinking water.
なんだか慌ただしい人たちだったね。
They probably are.
にしても、厄介事が解決したのは助かったよ。
Well, I wouldn't say that the problem was solved. So it's just the beginning.
ニカ君が絡まれることもないだろう。いや、でも念のためもう少し様子を見た方が安心かな。
Kira-san brings a finger to your chin pensively. I turn to her and bow my head. Well, if the police gets involved, it may become too difficult to recover the memories. I'm sorry.
仕方ないさ。見過ごすことは僕も望まない。
Okay, so the bigger problem is that Kanato's helping Tsubasa regain her memories. So Tsubasa only remembers the time when she was transplanted in mind from her sickly body to Rino's body. And everything before that, Tsubasa has no idea about what happened.
あとは警察に任せよう。機会なら他にもあるさ。
But anyways, we should trust the police.
さて、僕は仕事に戻らないと。と言っても、お客はまだいないけど。
Okay, so I have to go back to work.
伊吹くんはどうする？ご注文はお決まりですか？
So, do you want to buy anything? Sorry, but I have a little errand I need to run, so it won't take long, though.
そう。僕は付き合えなくて申し訳ないけど。
Don't worry. Well, it's actually better than... Wait, oh, so never mind. Well, I'll be fine, so don't worry about me.
わかった。
Okay, I'll be back.
いってらっしゃい。迷子にならないようにね。
And don't get lost. I'll try. Okay, so let's get this done. So I wonder what errand Kanato has. So the place Iraki-san told me about is supposed to be around here. What place?
PARQUET.
Okay, anyways, so later that night, Kido-san swaps with Iraki-san again. Good morning or evening.
おはよう。
The greeting comes out a lot smoother this time. But I'm probably not just imagining the slight blush on her face.
何？
What is it? Nothing? Well, I brought what you asked me to, actually, so I hid it in the fridge. Oh, so he bought something, like a food for Rino.
もう言ってくれたんだ。ありがとう。自分じゃ買いに行けなかったから助かる。
Well, thanks. So, this thing, I'm sure, can only be bought during the day, and Rino only shows up at night. So, you're taking it out now?
どうするか悩むところだけど。
Well,
後にしとく。労働の後のお楽しみ。ってやつかな。
well, I'll just save it for after work. Okay. Alright.
もう少ししたら私はバイトに行くけど。伊吹くんは？
Well, unfortunately, I haven't found a job yet. So sorry, so maybe I should still be looking.
別に嫌味じゃないって。昨日の今日で見つかるとは思ってないし。単純にこの後の予定を確認しておきたかっただけ。
Well, actually, I'm asking if you have any plans. So what do you want to do tonight? Nothing in particular. And will you mind if I went to your workplace again? So, yes. So, okay, just come along.
そんな凝視されると居心地悪いんだけど。
And naturally, that's true. Sorry.
見てて面白いものでもないでしょ。
But then again, there's nothing exciting here. So just me carrying flowers and taking care of them. Well, that's not true. And there are many things I'm unfamiliar with. Like the work you were doing before. So I had no idea that you are a florist.
湯上げのこと？
So, cutting the plant's stem in water and then soaking it with sugar water. Well, I know that much. So basically, how Rino takes care of the flowers. But Ibaraki soaked it in boiled water for about 20 seconds. Well, I didn't know it's good to soak flowers in boiling water like that.
ああ、うん。私もあやさんに教えてもらった時は驚いた。
So my boss, Aya-san, taught me that.
切り口を消毒するのが理由の一つ。あとは空気を外に押し出すことで水がスムーズに上がるんだって。
So it's a way to purge the, I'll say, stem from air.
他にも叩いたり火で炙ることもある。
Well, I'm sure the risk is high, and if done wrong, yeah, so it doesn't burn or anything.
もちろん種類にもよるけど。
Okay, so not all flowers work. And Aya senses Kanato.
何見てるんですか、あやさん。
いい雰囲気だなぁと思って見てた。
So what an interesting sight. Just enjoying the scene.
なんか丁寧に後輩を指導する先輩みたいだった。リノちゃんは面倒見もいいんだね。
So basically, Aya is like, it's very rare for you to be smiling and happy. So I like to see that.
別に面倒を見るってほどのことでは。
いぶきくんは花に興味があるの？
So are you interested in flowers, Ibuki-kun? The flowers are nice, but I say I'm more interested in the work of florists. So what they do. And it's interesting to learn new things.
そっか、そうなのか。
Okay. And after I hear my answer, Kumadou-san crosses her arms pensively. So what's next? And a moment later, it seems like she's come to a conclusion. And she turns to me, quirking a smile.
いぶきくん、仕事を探してたよね。
So, putting everything together, you're looking for a job, right? Right.
今日もこうしてうちに来てるってことはまだ見つかってない？
So I have not found one. And no, I'm not looking to become a professional leech. So, all those suggestions yesterday, that's not what I'm looking for.
干物券を蒸し返したいわけじゃなくってさ。
No, so I won't go back to that topic.
それならいっそうちでバイトしてみない？お給料はそんなに出せないけど。
So maybe you can help me out. But then again, I have enough people and I can't afford to pay you much. So, you're willing to hire me?
いきなりどうしたんですか、あやさん。
もうすぐ年末だからね。人手が欲しいんだよ。
Okay.
リノちゃんとしては反対？
So, any objections?
反対ってことはありませんけど。
I didn't say objections. Wait, so is the end of the year busy for flower shops?
なるなる。目の前のクリスマスでしょ？それが終わればお正月。
So basically, it's around the holidays and we need extra helping hand because there'll be gifts here and there and such.
売れ筋をたくさん入荷するし、短期間で商品も入れ替えなくちゃいけない。
And also, they need flowers for decorations. That makes sense.
そうなると力仕事も増えるから男手があると非常に助かる。
And likewise, so you're a man, you can help us carry heavy orders around. So large stacks of flowers.
実際バイトを探してはいたんだよね。でもいい人が見つからなくて。
And I would be good?
知り合ったばっかりなのは間違いない。
Well, you're good, even though I have not known you for long.
でもリノちゃんのことはよく知ってるし信頼してる。
But if Rino-chan says okay, then that'll do.
リノちゃんが仲良くしてるなら心配いらないかなって。
There you go.
実際今も反対はしないみたいだし。
Well, I'm really grateful for the offer, and I wonder how Rino-san feels about this. Oh, okay, so he asks her. But I like to ask again, so are you okay with it?
嬉しいとは思わないけど、別に嫌ってほどでもないし。
Well, I don't really mind.
仕事が見つからず、本当に紐みたいになられても困るし。
Well, that's true, so it's better than you becoming a leech. So... Well, I never said I wanted to become a leech. It's all the things that I said yesterday.
で、どうする？
So, what do you say? Okay, I want to show that I have a desire to work, so please let me work here. I'll do my very, very best.
こちらこそよろしく。ただ、さっきも言ったように肉体労働がメインになっちゃうけど。
That's fine, so I can handle it.
その気合があれば大丈夫そうだね。ん？細かい話は後でするとして、今日からでも働ける？
So why don't you start now? Of course. Well, I don't have much else to do anyways.
よかった。
Okay, that's all good.
力仕事が多いけど、一応花の扱いも覚えておいてほしい。
Okay, so I'll teach you how to handle flowers, so carry them around without breaking them. I'm sorry, well, I can't use memory grafting. Well, I'm sure this job doesn't require any kind of BMI or technology.
あ、リノちゃんと同じなのか。別に構わないよ。覚えてくれるならどういう形でも。
Oh, so it's like, well, most jobs in this area require some kind of BMI or memory grafting. But for Isaac, that's okay. Not required.
リノちゃん、後輩のお世話は任せた。
Okay, you teach him, Rino-chan. Okay, I'm ready to learn, senpai.
いつも通りでいいし、なんかバカにされてるみたい。
So hey, not that kind of attitude. It makes me... Or you're mocking me. Well, I didn't mean it that way. Well, alright. I'm ready whenever you are.
お、了解。
Okay.
とりあえず、何から覚えてもらおうかな。
So why don't we continue where you left off?
ああ、ちょうどいいかも。
Okay then.
じゃあ、こっち来て。
二人ともお疲れ様。
Thanks.
お疲れ様でした。
Thank you. So midnight finally rolls around. And the other shops around start closing up. And Kumadou Flowers be no exception. Okay, so end of my hours. And we clean up and go back home. And then, so what's next?
美味 しい。労働で疲れた体にチョコの甘みが染み渡る。
Okay, so I think what Kanato bought for Rino in the day was some hot chocolate. So she's snacking on the chocolate bonbons she asked me to buy for her earlier. Oh, so it's chocolate bonbons. And the difference in size and ingredients in each one means that each chocolate is a slightly different experience.
そしてここで飲む焼酎がまたたまらん。
And she's also having a cup of shochu to go with the chocolates. So do working people in general find alcohol more palatable? So for Rino, she's drinking something else.
ここのボンボンショコラが評判なの。
Oh, so I think shochu is some kind of alcohol as well.
一度食べてみたかったんだけど、夕方までには全部売れちゃって。
Yeah, so there were a lot of people there when I went.
もしかして並んだ？面倒なこと頼んでごめん。
Well, I'm sure for Kanato, he doesn't mind, so... Oh, so I didn't have to wait. So there were just a lot of customers, so I thought the place must be popular. So basically, even though there were a lot of people, it didn't mean that there was a long line of people waiting to order. But anyways, what do you think about the bonbons?
すごく美味しい。
So they're
幸せ
good.
な気分。味見してみる？
I guess. I pick up a chocolate and plop it into my mouth, and the cacao scent and the slight sweetness spread across my mouth, followed by a taste of nut. Okay, so I taste what real cocoa or chocolate tastes like. And the balance of flavors is excellent, and although it isn't overpowering, it leaves a strong impression. Oh, so those are really good.
そしてカカオと焼酎も合う。いぶきくんも飲む？
No, thanks. So, I've had nothing but bad experiences with alcohol. Okay, so shochu is some kind of alcohol, and I'm pretty sure it's much lighter than the strong max drink that Kanato first experienced in episode 2. So getting so drunk my first time, drinking ruined any hope of me trying it again. So no more of that.
まあ、その方がいいか。
So I guess you can't even handle alcohol. So okay, that's good. So you like sweets too? I take it? Well, I think this is the first time I've seen you eat anything.
たまにそんな気分になるって感じ。
So basically, I don't just eat sweets.
たまたま最近そういう気分だっただけ。
So why don't you ask Kiro-san to get you some? I doubt she'll say no.
それはまあ頼んだら買っておいてはくれるだろうけど。
So I didn't think about that idea.
その代わり私に頼まれたことを理由にして自分の分もたくさん食べそうだし。
But then she'll go buy other things to eat herself and basically add more calories to me. I can see that. Which means more calories in our body. There you go. That's where we're at. and I can't understand why she'd be, reticent to ask her for stuff. So I want her to basically stay away from food as much as possible. Oh, by the way. Never mind.
何？途中で止められたら逆に気持ち悪いんですけど。
So, you got me curious. Wait, are you feeling stressed because of your current lifestyle? You know, since you can't eat what you want because of Kido-san?
ストレスね。別にないかな。
Well, I don't think that's the problem. The problem is that it's late at night and Rino can't buy much because all the shops are closed. Or pretty much most of them.
毎日の食事にそこまでこだわりはないし、味がいいに越したことはないけど。
Okay.
何より、これは私が決めたことだし、翼さんを恨むのは筋違い。
Oh.
私は私で、それなりに楽しくやってるしね。
So, by letting Tsubasa use my body, I have to accept all risks. So, wait, you decided it? Wait, so, should I not pry into this? And I would be lying if I said I was not curious about her choice of words, but it would not be good to overstep the boundaries. So basically, I spilled some secret. So after staring at me for a while, she sighs.
しまったな。口が滑った。焼酎飲みすぎてるかな。まあ、いっか。言っとくけど、面白い話じゃない。それでも、聞く？
Oh, so there's a story, but it's not interesting, so do you still want to hear it? If you want to talk, I'll listen.
隠すほどのことではないし、変なわだかまりが生まれても面倒だし。
And she sighs again. And then she downs the rest of her shochu in one big gulp. Okay, I'm done.
ざっくり言うと、私の両親は事故で死んだ。その後、祖母の家に預けられた。でも、祖母も高齢で、もともと病気を患ってたこともあって、すぐに私は一人になった。
So, my parents died early, and then I was living with my grandmother before she died too because she's too old.
そこからは、まあ、苦労したかな。頼れる親類もいなくて、お金もなくて、自分の生活の基盤を整えることもままならない。それで私は、自分を売ることにした。
Oh.
そう。私は、自分を売ったの。今、風俗とか考えた？考えたよね。すぐエロいことにつなげたがる。
Well, I'm sure that's what people will normally assume when they hear the word or the phrase, sell your body.
ま、仕向けたのは私なんだけど、違うから。エロいことじゃないから。私はお金と引き換えに、何かの研究の実験体になった。
Okay, so I became a test subject.
多分、公にはできない研究だったんだと思う。普通のアルバイトとは 比較にならないくらい高額だったし。
And because it's research, it means I get paid a lot of money. But that's because you have to accept very high risks of the experiment. Especially when your body...
その実験でお金を得た代わりに、私の時間は夜だけになった。
Especially because your body is being used. So if done wrong, you probably would die early. But I'm sure for Rino, it's like, well, I have nothing to lose, so...
でも、私は後悔してない。お金がなかったら、のたれ死にしてた可能性もあるし。
But thanks to the experiment, I did have some new life, even though there are huge setbacks, so I can't, I'll say, be around during the day. So it was that bad.
子供が一人で生きていくには、難しいことがいくらでもあるでしょ。そもそも、どうして私がストレスを感じてると思ったの？
Well, probably because Kino-san keeps talking about how she's inconveniencing you and how sorry she is for taking your life.
そうなんだ。
Well, pretty much. And if you willingly accept this, don't you know about the circumstances in which she was grafted onto you?
それは、そういうのは私にはわからない。細かい説明はなかった。そこも含めての報酬だったし。
Well, I'm sure they are required to disclose in full detail what they are going to do with Rino. So by hiding information and just telling her to sign on the line, that's kind of shady. But then again, Rino was just interested in getting paid, so I don't think she cared about the details or the scope of the experiment and what she'll be used for as a test subject. Well, there are experiments that can't be made public. And I can certainly see why they don't give explanations to the test subjects. But then again, they still have to if Rino is the test subject.
まあ正直に言えば何の不満もないわけじゃない。いろいろ制限もあるし。気づいたら体重が勝手に増えてるし、ルームシェアを押し付けられるし。
So one, I gained weight. Two, I got conned into sharing a house with, I'll say, Kanato the stranger. Well, I'm still really grateful for that.
でも、ストレスじゃない。それくらいのこと、昔に比べれば全然。
So basically, a blessing in disguise. Wait, so was it that bad?
比喩ではなく、ここをしのぐ日々だったし。こんな風にお酒を飲んでる余裕もなかった。
Okay, so before then, I was always panicking, worried about my life, so I could not sit down, relax, and drink like this. Well, if you can't afford to buy booze, I suppose you are not hurting too bad for money. Well, I'm sure this is now, but back then it was probably worse, and...
金銭面もだけど、精神的にもね。
That's true.
寝て、起きて、バイトして、ご飯食べて寝る。日々それだけ。誰とも会話しない日も珍しくない。そんな毎日だと視野が狭まるっていうか、全てがどうでもよくなるっていうか、最終的には自分は何のために生きてるんだろう。生きてる意味があるの？なんてことまで考えて。
That's true. And that does sound like a dangerous state of mind. So you're all depressed, you have no life, and who knows what's next.
お金が必要だったのは事実だけど、うさんくさい実験の話に乗ったのも冷静な判断ができなかったからだと思う。
So back then I was desperate.
間違いじゃなかったんだけど、この体質になってからの方がいろんなことを楽しめてるし。
Like what?
あやさんのお店で花の世話をするのも嫌いじゃない。店長と散歩するのも楽しい。
So the boss being the manager's dog, or Aya's dog.
こうやってお酒を飲むのも夜の楽しみって感じがする。
Right. So drinking in the middle of the day would certainly be strange.
月を見ながら飲んだりするのもおつなものだし、それに翼さんと一緒なのも悪くはない。
So, I'm sure the biggest advantage from this experiment is to have company. So Rino's not alone anymore. She's with Tsubasa. And is her face red because of the alcohol, or is she embarrassed? Well, apparently it's the latter, so she's embarrassed. And she downs the contents of her glass in one go to try and hide her embarrassment. And I hope she does not get drunk. Wait, so aren't you drinking a bit fast?
飲まなきゃ言えるわけないでしょ。こんな恥ずかしいこと。
So, I'm getting embarrassed. And she tops up her glass again and keeps gulping down.
でも平気。酔っても路地裏で吐いたりしないから。
So, I won't get so drunk that I'll be just like you, puking my guts out. Hey, don't rub salt on the wound, please. So, no more of that. That's a bad memory to
これくらいの意思
remember.
返しをさせてよ。ほんと恥ずかしいこと言わされた気がする。
And I had to talk about all this embarrassing stuff. Wait, so what's wrong with that? Well, I mean, you may share a body, but it's not like she can hear you.
そりゃ直接話せるわけじゃないけど、毎日やりとりしてるし。
Well, that is true. Through those BMI messages?
そう、確かに BMI だと見るだけ聞くだけの一方通行だけど。
So that's the only way we connect. So I put my information and memories on the BMI, and she picks it up, and then she puts her memories on the BMI, and the cycle repeats.
でも目が覚めた時に絶対に誰かの声があるのが悪くない。
And her tone is beautiful, or also bashful. However, the smile on her face is genuine. So it's something far more pure than her usual sullen expression. And I feel like she's inadvertently showing her true self.
だから私は翼さんを恨んだり憎んだりしてない。この生活に不満はない。でももし機会があれば翼さんと話をしてみたい。一方通行な BMI 越しじゃなく。
So someday I want to interact with Suasa directly. You mean, Kira-san said that she was aware of her circumstance, which means she has to know that she's already dead, her body cremated. But still, if you interact with someone every day, I suppose it's only natural that you will want to meet them in person.
ダメだ。しみったれた話、お酒がまずくなる。悪酔いしそう。
Uh-oh. So she's getting drunk. I think you're already too late. I wouldn't drink anymore if I were you.
そうする。寝る。
Okay, so time to sleep. And she flings a chocolate into her mouth and stands up. And her cheeks are flushed and she's definitely drunk, but it doesn't affect her gait. And this was not any party, so cleaning up takes no time at all.
シャワー、先に使っていい？
Go ahead. And she goes up to the stairs to the second floor. And beyond that door, there's Ibaraki-san's room, and beyond another door is the back leading to the dressing room. But each door is locked with a key, so there's no danger of anything bad happening. And I don't have the slightest intention of doing anything that could undermine their trust in me anyways.
チョコ、ありがとう。ごちそうさまでした。
You're welcome. So want me to get more?
機会があれば、また食べられると嬉しいかな。
Okay.
何かの機会があればね。なんかこき使うみたいで申し訳ないから。
Well, I'll remember that. Good night.
おやすみなさい。
So, good night. And the blush on her face isn't just from the alcohol, and she's still not used to being around others. Okay, at least that's what I surmise. But I learned a lot of new things. So both Iraki-san and Kiro-san care a great deal about each other, though they should feel the same. Ibaraki-san is more positive, and Kiro-san is more negative. And even though they both want the same thing, they seem not to realize it. So that makes me a little bit sad. That being said, I guess it's not my place to butt in. That's true. And it would probably be out of place for me to try and intervene into their personal problems. And she wants to talk with Kiro-san. If they could directly tell the other how they feel, would they finally be on the same page? And their relationship isn't something that can be made public. So there's really no one but me who can notice what's happening between them. And is there really such a thing as fate? Even if one doesn't subscribe to such ideas, all these circumstances would force them to ask that question. Ibaraki Rino took care of me when I was drunk, and Kiro Tsubasa saved me from a pair of thugs looking to make a quick buck out of me. Well, that was kind of Kanto's fault. And their relationship is a complicated one. Not completely unlike my birth. Well, I don't know, but maybe I'm destined to be around people that were born like me. Be it fate or mere chance. And the fact that I'm here remains there's potentially something only I can do. I keep thinking about it. A clicking noise preludes a door opening. Okay, so this is a good place to stop. So I stretched this episode because I want the entire night with Rino in this episode. But there was some more dialogue with Kanato understanding that these two girls helped him. So Rino helping Kanato when he was drunk, and Tsubasa helping Kanato when he was about to be robbed. And even though they can't see each other physically, they both have feelings for each other. And I think it's like, well, it's good to have company. So anyways, we'll see how all this continues in the next episode.